In the past 9 months, I've generated over $2.8 million for my clients with my info product portfolio agency named Sirius Collective. I'm 20 years old and I'm gonna give you the exact playbook that I use to run my agency for these numbers. My goal for most of these lessons is for you to be uncomfortable, because the reason you are broke is not because of a lack of data or lack of knowledge. It's because you are still living as the person who you were. Let's get into it. Let me show you what's actually possible when you run this playbook, and then I'll break down how we actually did it. Okay, so for some proof, so you know that I'm not just some random ass kid showing you shit on a whiteboard, I'll pop up clients that I have ran. I've done, again, over $2.8 million in the past 9 months with anything from a health and fitness offer, an e-commerce offer, a trading offer, a sports betting offer, you can name it, I have scaled it. Late last year, Clavicular, a looks maxing dude, I'm sure you guys know him, was making a few grand a month, basically selling just a school community with tips and tricks on how to look better. There was no high ticket, no upsell strategy, no sales team. There wasn't really a team at all. It was just kind of him and then his sauce that he put inside this, I guess you could say, community, and charged for it. A few months later, me and my team came in and he was at $800,000 plus in revenue, 8,567 average order value with almost a 70% close rate. The whole general idea of working with Clavicular was we didn't just enter this niche to sell another, I guess you could say, packaged tips and tricks. We entered the niche to sell a system, a new system. Clavicular started blowing up, so we sold people what Clavicular did to look how he does. No homo. So instead of selling a community that's $27, $47 a month and you have all these little Google Docs in there showing you how to look better and smash a hammer on your face, we positioned it as the Clavicular system. That's simply it, a system. The system that you need to follow for you to end up like Clavicular. It was something new, something that the market has not seen before, and that's why it sold very, very well. You would think that the looks maxing niche has very, I guess you could say, poor, low quality leads, but in all reality, people like new. They don't like cheap. They don't like the best. They like new. That's just facts. Now, everyone's gonna say, oh, Clavicular had an audience. You didn't have to do much to scale him. Whatever. That's cool. I also took a sports betting client on Twitter, actually, from $30,000 a month selling picks inside of a Discord to $303,000 cash collected within the next 30 days of him actually working with me. I have an e-com offer at $1.2 million cash collected, a digital products offer that just crossed $250,000 cash collected, another e-com store that has hit $75,000 or more each month for the past 4 months, and then an Amazon FBA offer that I started completely from scratch for this offer owner that has consistently hit $50,000 a month since late 2025. All in all, I think it was around $212,000 that we have generated for the Amazon FBA client. And it comes down to 8 things that I had to learn the hard way. That is the big idea of this video. I learned them the hard way, so I'm showing you the easy way. Okay, lesson 1 is move quick as hell. I do not win because I am the smartest. I win because I move faster than every fucking person that is around me. So most of these genius moves or these results that you see from me that you may think are genius comes from immediate action and me forgetting about mistakes that I'm taking while I'm doing this immediate action. All in all, just keep it in simple terms. Thinking does not make you money. You can think all you want, but actually moving your hands, moving your body, typing on a fucking keyboard, that's what makes you money. So you have to take action. You have to move, go and do it. I have done 100 bad things this year. I've also done 100 good things this year. But you only will see the 100 good things because the 100 bad things are just getting buried in velocity while I am taking action quick as hell. When you're driving really fast on the highway, you're not scared of going out of your lane because you know if you veer off to the right a little bit or veer off to the left a little bit, you can just correct yourself. It's the same thing. You need to move fast as hell. Don't do it perfectly, just correct yourself in real time. And the thing that kills me a lot is a lot of these people, they have the knowledge, they have all this stuff that they can have, but they just don't take action and they're slow on it. You just need to move. You need to take action. Like, that's the most important thing. And To segment into my next lesson is the number one reason people don't move fast is because they are consuming and they're not producing. The reason that you are broke, or maybe not broke, but you're not in the position that you need to be or you want to be, is simply, very simply, because you are a consumer, not a producer, and you need to be a producer and not a consumer. It's that simple. Instead of watching videos, make them. Me making these YouTube videos teaches me more about myself than watching an actual YouTube video of somebody else, because their output is now your input, when in all reality, your input should be your own input. People get stuck in this loop of consuming content, but never taking action on it, because consuming content feels productive to them. Consuming content and learning about something or watching a video of a guy talking about something feels productive to them, when in all reality, you are not doing anything. You are sitting in a chair. No one knows that you're taking action. But when it comes to production and producing and being active or acting on something that you've learned, it's hard. People go back to consuming YouTube videos because whenever they try producing, they will fail, because no one's ever going to get it right first. And when you fail, you're discouraged. But when you watch a YouTube video, you feel enlightened. So it's this vicious loop, when in all reality, you need to just take action, take action, take action, produce, produce, produce. You can watch 1,000 videos on how to close a lead on a call, and I guarantee you, you still won't be able to close. Take 10 real sales calls, get roasted, whatever, and I will trust you more on my team than somebody who just watched 1,000 videos. I can confidently say you are ahead of 90% of people. Producers get paid, consumers pay. Producing doesn't matter though if you're producing for the wrong people. Now, this is the next lesson that I can confidently say just completely changed my life. And that is, work for rich people and not poor people. Plain and simple. If you are selling something, a service, anything, why are you not selling it to somebody who has money? It just makes it 10 times easier. It is 100 times easier to take $10,000 from a guy who is making 50 grand a month rather than take $1,000 from a guy who's making 3 grand a month. The trap that I fell into in the beginning of my growth operating stages was I was chasing this build and release of instant gratification, like, okay, this guy's gonna pay me, I'm gonna build out his systems, I'm gonna build out his offer, and it would be a small lump of change, or I wouldn't get equity, so I'd only get a setup fee, or I wouldn't get a setup fee, so I'd only get equity. And when the time did come around, it was always a problem whenever it came to paying me out, just stuff like that. You just have problems. And think about what I just said before. You can sell a $10,000 product easier to a rich person making 50 grand a month rather than selling a $1,000 product to a poor person making 3 grand a month. Because that $1,000 is 30% of their income. People who are rich that you are working for are more decisive. They know what money is worth. They know the return on investment. They are not hesitant whenever it comes to a few $1,000s because they know automatically it's coming back to them, especially if they're working with somebody that's good, like me. You have to think about it like this. Chasing a broke client or chasing a client that is not making enough money that to where you can call him rich is literally just pulling you down with him. Like, this guy is down here, rich client is up here. If you're chasing this guy down here, you're just going to be pulled down there with him. So now you're on his playing field. Who would ever want to do that? All right, lesson 4, make your client rich first. Pretty self-explanatory. Your setter's goal needs to be to make this client as much as possible. Your closer's goal needs to be to make this client as much as possible. The growth operator's goal should be to make this client as much as possible. The client's goal should be to make himself or herself as much money as possible. Therefore, the amount of money that you and your team makes is just a byproduct of what you've built. Most operators or sales team, and I know this isn't like me just saying this for the video. I know this because I am a growth operator. You know, they're always optimizing or building this stuff for their cut. Like, that's what they have in mind. Of course, you should be getting paid for what you're doing, and that is the goal of online money. But in all reality, in actual business, if you're partnering with somebody and the whole goal is to make them more money, that needs to be your goal. And then your secondary, which is your byproduct of reaching that goal, is the money that you make. If you love the money more than you love the game, the money will leave. If you love the game more than you love the money shows up. They know that I am in their best interest. If you have an A player in your best interest while they're making you more money, it's just a no-brainer. Quick example for make your client rich fast was my sports betting client. He had around 30,000 followers on X, or it actually was maybe a little bit less, like 28. And he was doing $30,000 to $40,000 a month with a community, a WAP community, and he was just selling picks. Now, I didn't even push the content side because the number one thing that I wanted to do, because he had a pre-existing offer, was to make him more money on the people that he's missed out. So I can shit on all the operators before him saying like, holy shit, how'd they miss all this money that was already in my pipeline, that was already in my whatever, that was already in my CRM, whatever. When in all reality, of course, I knew that he didn't need more followers. He just needed to monetize the traffic that he was already getting. So we repositioned the offer and we built this community specifically off of just winning. Weekly tournaments, mastermind calls, full leaderboards, and most importantly, this precise ascension funnel from the low ticket to a high ticket. 30 days later, $466,000 revenue generated, $303,000 cash collected, 75% show rate, 70% close rate, and a little over $4,000 average order value. It was the exact same playbook as Clavicular, but different niche. But let me tell you something. Nothing that I am saying right now in this video matters at all if you cannot kill the old version of yourself. That's it. Lesson 5, kill your old identity. The old version of you is the reason you are broke today. He has to die. They have to die. As a human, you need to identify with something. This person is the soccer guy. This is the weird dude. This guy is the guy that's really good at marketing, whatever it is. And this is the mindset shift that no one can actually perfect. But if you do perfect it, it just changes your life. Now, the person that you have to tell yourself that you are is the successful guy. So it's not, I'm Brandon, I'm the guy that has an agency. It's no, I am doing $100,000 a month with my agency. I'm Brandon, I am living in wherever. Like, you have to think of yourself as the person that is successful in your mind. Your identity needs to be the person that is successful. You need to live every single day like you are that person that is successful. Is that successful person waking up earlier? Is that successful person getting all of his steps in for the day? Is that successful person slacking off watching IG Reels while he's working? Like, you have to be that person. And the whole reason people come back to their old identity or the person that they are truly today and they aren't stepping into the shoes of the successful person in their mind is because of comfortability. I killed the person who thought to himself, one-time setup fees were a win. Building something out and then walking away from it was a win. No, your girlfriend, your friend group, your diet, where you live, if any of that is still from the old you, that person is probably still alive. And in all reality, the best way to go about it is not to chunk away at it, not 5% away, or only 5% of me has changed, 20% of me has changed. It's no, you have to do a full 180-degree turn. So you're the direct opposite way. That's when the real change comes in. Think about it like this. If you quit what you were doing right now, would your old circle notice a difference? If you're thinking to yourself truthfully, no, then you haven't killed your old self yet. All right, this one I've gone over in a previous video, and I think is one of the most important lessons that I have learned to date, and that is set frame. Basic, very basic. If you walk in like an employee, they're gonna treat you like an employee. If you walk in like an actual partner, they're gonna treat you like a partner. Frame is who is in control of the relationship or dynamic from the first second you meet each other. Every single person, especially in the online money space, is completely fucking selfish. They will get away with everything, every last drop of what they think that they can get away with until someone calls it out. And if you're framing from day one, if you set frame from day one, I promise you that won't happen. All right, number 7 is build systems and not just stuff. I know that sounds mild, but when I explain it, it will make sense. So back to what I was saying whenever it came to work for rich people, let's say I was signing a reselling client like I used to do maybe like a year ago. I would build them, not a system, but I would build them stuff. I would build them a funnel. I would build them a tracking dashboard. I would build them a CRM. But I wouldn't build the systems for it to run congruently. Real money is systems running every single day without you touching it. You may have to fix it or update it or optimize it, but you don't have to literally sit there at your computer and run it. Sales SOPs for managers, backend tracking, ascension paths, upsells to downsells, low ticket to high ticket, community loops, content to lead, to call, to close, to content. Like all of these things, it just creates an ecosystem. And once you can trap a lead inside of your ecosystem and it is a system that is constantly printing and churning, that's it. Like, for example, for the clients that I have built that have hit these months consistently, or $50,000 a month consistently with the Amazon FBA creator, $63,000 a month consistently with the ecom creator, I am more proud of that than I am of making somebody 200 grand, 100 grand, 500 grand. Because I know for a fact I can walk away from that, take a vacation, he can take a vacation, people can leave that. They don't have to be sitting at their computer the whole time for them to make money. And here's the kicker, that same system has generated $1.8 million in the last 7 months. Not one launch. It's just a machine that keeps printing. The last one is the meta lesson, that's what I call it. But it's the one lesson that everything comes down to. And that is being proactive and not reactive. It's almost like the producer and not consumer. But you are being proactive and not reactive. Being proactive and not reactive is very important. Like, being reactive is something that's like female activity. Like, you're just sitting there waiting for things to happen to you. Like, that's just, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, you have to think to yourself, there's growth operators out there that will sign a client, build them out, and wait for this client to be like, yo, this is broken. Or, yo, I need you to do this. Or, yo, are we gonna get on a call? Like, bro, you are not a businessman. You don't do business. You are nothing. Growth operators or people operating or people partnering, and their active goal is to scale this person, make this person as much money as possible, have to be proactive. I tell my closers this. I tell my setters this. I tell my sales team manager this. Like everybody, literally everybody, be proactive. If you don't have any calls to, like, let's say you're the closer. If you don't have any calls today, go through the CRM. Go reach out to people. Get some calls today. Be proactive. Don't wait on things. For the setter, if you're a setter and you have nobody to book, no leads are coming through or something, which is fucking almost impossible, but let's say there's no leads coming through or something, or no qualified leads coming through the application. Dude, go to landing page opt-ins before they even go to the application and qualify them yourself. Just be proactive. Do whatever you can. Sit down in your chair. Do whatever you can to make $1 right there, right then. You have to think, like, most of these people are playing defense 24/7. They're just playing defense. When in all reality, you cannot score on defense. You cannot make money, score points if you are on defense. That's offense. And offense is proactive. Defense is reactive. Or there will never be an end to the amount of problems that you need to solve. And you need to be solving them before your client even sees them or, realizes like, yo, wait, this needs to be solved. That's like, oh no, I already solved it. We're already doing this. And again, this goes back to being a producer and not a consumer. These correlate a lot because if you're being proactive and you're being a producer, you're going to fail. But you are taking action and you're being proactive while taking action. So it's just, you're taking action, you fail, learn from the fail, but take better action the next time from that fail. So it's the same thing as contraction data. If I walk this way and I fall through a hole right there, now I know that's contraction data. To not walk directly this way because there's a hole right there. So now I use that contraction data and I improve the way I walk. So I walk around the hole and now I'm in the same destination I was by being proactive. Like, if you are moving around, if you're moving something, you will correct the way you're moving. You will correct how you walk. You will correct how you work. You will correct how you build. But if you're just static, there's nothing to correct. You're just static. Like, you're not doing anything. You're just sitting there. You're watching videos. You're being consumer. You're being reactive. There's nothing happening. So that is truly it. Like, to be honest with you guys, 9 months ago, I was genuinely getting my ass kicked. Like it was, I was really going through a rut. And I've been in this info game for about a year now. And it's been 9 months, this amount of revenue has truly compounded. But in those months that when I wasn't making like any money, man, it was a rut. But the whole point is, you have to work as hard as possible while being a producer, while moving quick as hell, while working for rich people. Make your client rich first. That's the first thing you should be doing. You need to kill your old identity. You need to set frame on every single call that you're on, every single interaction you have inside a business, even outside of business. And you need to build systems and not the stuff. While doing all of these, and while doing all those, be proactive and not reactive. It took me a long time to really steam that into my brain. But when I did, it's compounded into a number that I couldn't even fathom when I started all this. Real talk. I was sending 40 to 50 DMs spread out like across the day to resellers or traders. That's what I was doing before this, around a year ago. And I would just get them $2,000. I'll build out this, I'll build out that, and that's it. The only thing that changed is I recognized who that person was and I killed him. I stopped being that guy. I upgraded my mind. And with my mind being upgraded, my life did as well. $2.8 million in the past 9 months is not what you get from being reactive, from being a consumer, from moving slow, from doing any of that stuff. You gotta think, I just took you guys through 8 of these lessons that I've genuinely learned. I put this together because I genuinely care about you and I went through it. I don't want you to go through it. That's basically it. Now, back to this. You are consuming this video right now. Finish the video, but be a producer. Go make your own video about it, or be proactive and go take action on it. None of this is complicated. In fact, it's actually pretty simple. It's just the fact that most people cannot do it or get any type of results or achieve something greater that they didn't know that they could achieve is because they are still their old self. So all in all, that's pretty much it. I went through 8 lessons that got me to $2.8 million generated in 9 months at 20 years old for my agency, Serious Collective. You have move quick as hell, producer, not consumer, work for rich people, make your client rich first, kill your old identity, set frame. This is huge. Set frame is huge. Build systems and not stuff. I know it's pretty self-explanatory, but you would be surprised. And then be proactive and not reactive. Those are things that you need to burn in your mind. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on this video or comment whatever you would like to see next or any type of videos you would like to see. You can send me a DM on Instagram. It's at Brandon C. Parker with 2 R's at the end. I'll link it in the description below. I also have a free Telegram that I just drop daily voice notes in. If you want to join that, that'll also be in the description below. And make sure you subscribe, and yeah, new videos every week.